Alright, just wanting to do a quick little tutorial here for looping now that we have, well, a lot of people are going to have Lachlan Hubner suspended for the next 2 weeks. So if you're going to hold him, which I'd highly recommend, this is how you can use him to loop if you don't know how to do it. I'll try and explain it the best I can. So the first loop is what I'd call like the basic loop. So you have Hubner in slot 4, interchange on your bench, and you have the player you want to loop in slot 5. So in this case we've got Jack Cole because he plays on the Thursday, the first game of the round. So what we're going to do is he's going to be in slot 5, and you've got to decide how many points does Cole have to score for me to want to loop him in. And so for me, I'd probably say about 35 to 40 points. And so basically if this happens, let's say Cole scores 40 points, I will leave my team as is, and at the end of the round, after the 8th game kicks off, so the Manly game, the system will update and it will add in your loop score. So it will put Hubner down as a non-player, and it will automatically add in your looped score here from Cole, and this will not happen until the last game starts. So if your score doesn't look right, it's because it just hasn't added it in yet. That's just how the system works. But let's say on the other hand, Cole plays in this game and he only scores 20 points. So you're not going to want to loop that in. So what you're going to want to do is choose either Toya, Smith or Duffy, whoever you've got here, and you're going to sub them in for Hubner. And now Cole will still be here in your slot 5, but you'll have 4 scoring players above on your bench, meaning that you will not get Cole's score and you will just get the top 4 scores from your bench, and Hubner will be down here and you will just not need to use him for looping that week. So that's basically it explained. You can also do the same. Say you didn't want to loop Cole because you just thought he was going to be really bad. So you've got the Roosters playing in the second game of the week. And so you put, say, Sandon Smith in here. If he scores, say, a 40 as well, you just leave it as is. And you've got Cole down here who's not in the picture. If Sandon Smith gets, a 20-pointer, then you're not going to want to take that. You can easily move Duffy up into here. So that's the basic gist of it. But then there's also a more advanced loop that you can sometimes do, but it always comes down to the order of the teams that play. And so this would be where you put Hubner into your starting mids, and then what you would do is the Tigers play. Say the Tigers play in the fifth game, and Canberra are playing in the last game? Oh, they are. So let's just pretend that I was unsure about playing Corey Horsburgh. Let's pretend that I wasn't sure if he was going to score. Well, let's just say it was Owen Patty. Oh, sorry, no, got to say it's a mid. So we'll just go with on the spot here. Oh, let's go with Adam Mariota. Let's say this is Adam Mariota, so he's a mid from the Raiders. So what's going to happen here is Seyfarth is going to play on the Saturday, and let's just say he got a 45 points. So you're going to want that score, and the way to get it is he'll need to be the highest mid on your interchange bench. So you'll need to move Horsburgh down to here. And the problem is, if I was trying to do this exact loop this week, I would have to either start Toya, Smith or Cole, and Duffy. So it wouldn't really work for me this week just because of the order in which everyone's playing. But let's just say that I'm just trying to explain the basic of it here. So I'm wanting Seyfarth's score. If I left it like this, since he's the highest mid on my bench, the score would come in, and you would also get your top 4 scores on your bench. And then since Horsburgh's below Seyfarth, you will not get that score. But on the other hand, if Seyfarth gets an HIA and gets 20 points, you would just have Horsburgh up here. So Horsburgh's score would come in as the highest mid, and then you would also get your 5th emergency score in that case. So yeah, it's a little bit more tricky. This second method I've shown here, I would not probably. It's one that is just a bit more tricky to do, and it really comes down to the order of the games being played. So you'd need to. I'd recommend sitting down on the Thursday and really getting your head around how you can do that if you're able to do that. But at this point in the season, with mids and with Hubner, I don't think many people are going to want to do that just because our mids are stacked, and there's not really any that you wouldn't want to be playing at this point in time. But definitely looping either Jack Cole or one of your Roosters cashies, I would highly recommend doing that, because you just get a free look at their scores, and you can either take it or leave it. So it's much more useful than just playing one of them like we had to do last week and end up playing the wrong one. Like if we had someone as a looper last week, we could have played Hubner in slot 5 and looped in his 49. So it can be quite beneficial. So yeah, that's all. And yeah, drop a comment if you got a question. But hopefully that explanation was sufficient.